Hello everyone. Well, it's the second week of May and let's take a walk through the garden to see what's growing. Stay tuned. So I almost got all of these planted out, but here they are. They're almost all planted out. And now that I've added another one there, I'm thinking about taking this row like this here, like this row is straight back. I'm thinking about doing the same thing here and moving those two over here and just give myself an aisle. Because I think I like the way that looks, but I also like the way this looks, so I'm torn. But anywho, here they are. All right, so I haven't done anything to this one, to this particular green stalk yet, other than fertilize it. So there's still some pockets that need to be planted out, but I have not done that yet. But so far, some strawberries in here are doing okay. So I'm gonna work on this one. I got a couple more strawberries I'm gonna put in there, and then whatever other spaces is left, I'm just gonna probably put some flowers or so. And then this one here, the snow, this is completely all planted out. Full of strawberries, and they're all looking really healthy. So you can see this different types of strawberries in here, and so they're all doing really well. No strawberries just yet, but we are getting the little flowers and whatnot, so this is doing good. Onions are also doing really well. The bottom tiers, I'm noticing, are not faring as well as the top tiers, even though I fertilize them all the same, water them all the same, but the top tiers seem to be doing the healthiest. And I'll show you some of these. They're like doing really well. You'll see how big some of these are. But then as I get down here, some of them are very tiny. And one has died off. So I have replacements, 2 spots here that I have. But yeah, they're not doing really well in the bottom tier. So I'm gonna figure out why that is. But I'm still liking the progress on them as well. In the green stalks, that is. I do like the progress on them. And then over here in the lemon, couldn't be happier with this tier. Could not be happier. It is definitely, everything in here is growing really well. Look at that arugula. And the onions in here are also doing really well in the top. So that's why I have these here, just in case some over there don't work, some over here don't work out. All of them should have some onions in the top. The strawberry green stalk is doing well. I again have no complaints with this one. That kale is looking really good and healthy. I did harvest some of this to make me a smoothie with. So this is really what I'm thoroughly impressed with this one. This is not planted out at all. Just with the onions and a little bit of some broccoli in here. No, these are collards. I'm sorry, some collards here, broccoli here, different spots. So they're doing okay. I want to still get out here and add some more plants to it, but it's doing okay. This is the one I just finished adding and amending and stacking and everything. So this was the last one that I didn't get a chance to put up last year, the raspberry. I did order one for the Mother's Day sale, but I don't know if I'm gonna feel like putting it up right now, so we'll see. And then the Glacier Blue has my leeks, so I finally got this planted out with all my leeks. This was just planted out. So these are all the ones that I had that I started from seed. And these are started from seed in February, early March. So they're doing really, well too. Still small. I didn't start them the same time as, I did not start them when I started the onions, but the onions, some of the onions are mine and some of them came from Dixondale. And some of my onions were very tiny versus Dixondale's, but I can't remember which ones are mine. I just kind of put them all together all over the place. This first blackberry tier is not all the way planted out, so this one here is going to have a couple more things that I still have in my seed room in there. I just have not decided on what I want to put in here. I'm still kind of going back and forth on some things, but it will get planted out by this weekend. And so will the lavender. So the lavender just has, but let me just show you this broccoli rabe up here that is ready up here. So that will be definitely one of the first harvests from this one that I'll do. Over here, the alyssum is doing really well in here. I'm thinking about just probably adding some flowers in every other pocket of the larger plants, but I'm not sure yet. But even this cabbage is heading up in here. So I love it. I love it. This second blackberry is fully planted out with some bush beans. So this is all planted out. The entire green stalk has bush beans, and then my herb one is completely, well, there's 2 pockets left on here. I'm gonna put some marjoram in one, and I'm gonna put some sorrel in the other. But other than that, it's completely planted out. And then the other 2 spots, I have the basil, I just gotta bring it out here, but my basil is gonna go in there as well. So basil, sorrel, and marjoram is gonna go in here, and then this will be completely planted out. And then over here along my other herb area, right now these are still my brassicas in here, and as I harvest stuff from here, I will start removing things from here, putting it here, and then planting these out with my herbs, my perennial herbs. So this one, the only perennial herbs in here now is my mint, my peppermint, and my spearmint. Everything in here, that was perennial has been moved over to that area over there. I'll show you. So I did decide that everything over here will be perennials, or just less work for me to have to constantly amend what I want, and plan out. So what I'm going to eventually do is just everything over here just tend to the soil and fertilize, but I'm not going to plant this out next year. Everything will come back on its own. So the cabbages and everything here, as I harvest, they will be moved slowly to wherever I move a harvest from. As I'm looking right here, I see that broccoli that's almost ready in there. That's in this in this 4x4. So I did harvest a bok choy out of here and put some beans in its place. Some bush beans down there in this place. The next to go will be these 2 here. And then once I move these 2, I'll pour something from over here and put it in this place. But I'm gonna walk through here. I did add one of my perennials that will be through here, and that is the catnip. So the catnip was just added. That one was in my seed room. I'm probably going to keep one indoors, just so I can see the difference of how it grows. So when I say indoors, one in my greenhouse and one out here. And then over there, and that one I'm going to add some, and this one here, I'm going to add some lemon balm. And then that one over there, I'm not sure if I'm going to do, I did want to put some thyme and stuff out here too. So I'm just deciding if I want to do, all the main herbs that you cook with here, and then my tea, make this like all my different tea blends. So I'm still trying to decide. Like I wanted to put Navajo tea there, even though that's not perennial, to go with the theme of the tea that I'm gonna have here with the mints and the catnip and things of that nature. So I'm just, the whole goal is to also make it perennial. So that's what I'm battling. So I'm thinking, well, maybe I don't need to make everything perennial. Probably take that one, the 2 on the end, and maybe use those for my annuals, my non-perennial teas. So it's still working. I had a plan, and then I decided to change it, but I am still happy with the progress. As I go over here to the pond, my husband, who's sitting there relaxing, finally did get a chance to get the waterfall going, as you see. I don't know if I had a chance to show you that last time, but the pond is up and running and doing well. I am in the process of turning the other side over there to look like this. Let me show you. So I started lining it up with my bricks here. Probably going to do another layer and then fill this in with soil and plant it out. And the flowers that is this plant right here. So that's this purple plant that you see right there. That's the plant that is already there. It's called a creeping phlox, Phlox. So that's what I'm going to put over there in this place. And then next year it should come back pretty full like that one did. And while I'm over here, so this area is just wild. I let whatever grow here grow. I was going to put some, have my carpenter build another garden bed here. But he has so many projects that he's doing for me right now. I want to see what happens when we don't, what this looks like. If I don't like it, then next year I'll probably have him add garden beds. But I'm just going to let whatever grow here continue to grow and see if I like it, even though I know they're all weeds. But I tend to like having that a little small wild area, and I might let this one be that. And then in here, in this area, everything is still finally getting back healthy. The weather right now is in the 40s, so it's still 40s, 50s, highs of 60s on some days. So the Swiss chard lettuce and spinach in here are really thriving with this weather. And then before I go into the main garden and into the greenhouse, I'll take you over to my medicinal area. As I walk that way, my marigolds here these are dying off. So I might just end up planting some more. The weather's been back and forth with them, but I have plenty of marigolds inside. So this is why I plant stuff to see kind of what tolerates what. So these may have to be replaced. And then the alyssum here, pansies here. This alyssum is not, some are doing good, some are not. So I might end up moving this one and plant something else anyway. Because I don't like the way this one is not really thriving. And so over in this area, still everything is doing really well. And then this is the weather that all of these plants right here like. So they're doing pretty well, really well. My daughter and grandson just popped in on me as I'm filming. And so then in this area over here, this here is my potatoes. So all of the potatoes were starting to poke through, as you see, and we filled everything up. And so once they head up this time like these, they'll just continue to grow. I'm not going to add any more soil. The only one I might add more soil to is this one here, because this one is it's growing slowly. So I will fill this one up and then I'll let them continue to develop. And so over here, the aster is doing really well. So that one is finally growing really, really well. My hyssop is doing really well right here. My elecampane is doing really well. Both elecampane. So this one and this one is doing well. That is my self-heal. That one is now springing back up. The lavender is slowly coming. We'll see. I don't know how well it's going to do until the weather gets a little hotter. So we'll see. And then the yarrow and those two things are still doing okay. I added these two little black square planters. I'm thinking about adding two more, one there and one here. Maybe one here. I'm still undecided about that, but I want to maximize this space. So I added these two, and I'm thinking, well, at least definitely one more. But I have that little space there, and I feel like I need to plant there, and I need to plant something here. So most likely I'll add three more. And then probably put torn between I still want to put, because the comfrey didn't come back, I'm still wanting to put my mullein there, but I'm thinking about putting amaranth and the black planters, the black square planters. But either way, if I change my mind, I'll update you guys. This huge box right here is the new greenhouse. So it is finally has finally arrived, and there's another shipment coming tomorrow, so we're definitely going to go ahead and get this started as soon as everything gets here. And this is going to be that 9x32 greenhouse. And then the grapes are still doing really well. It's a fluctuation of weather out here, so I don't know what to make of these grapes. They are looking good some days, looking bad some days, but this is Chicago and they're used to it. So I know we're going to get grapes, but they're kind of looking a little funky right now, but they'll be okay. And then over here on my lettuce table, 0 complaints. So all the lettuces are heading up. They're all feeling really nice. All of them are doing really well. The romaine is standing tall. I don't know if you can tell how tall that is, but they're doing really, really well. So everything that's supposed to head up is heading up. As you know, I do love if you don't know, I'm sorry, I do love the arugula flowers. So I let the arugula flower out and I pull the flowers and put them in my salad. I actually prefer the flowers over the leaves sometimes. And then over here, cabbages are doing well. The broccoli is doing well. This one is starting to bring its little head in. This one has not. And then these 4 cabbages are still doing well. The cauliflower has not shown any signs of forming its head yet. And then these cabbages are doing well. And then over here, this Chinese broccoli and this cabbage is also doing well. And again, more arugula flower. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. So everything over here is loving this weather. I did have to fight a little bit with the caterpillar that was trying to eat up the plants, but this, I'm not going to cover this area, so that's what I have to do. And then over here, same thing. Everything is still doing well. A little bit more progress on the chicken coop. We had to wait on some supplies to get here, so they finally came, and now he's back moving forward with building the runners you see there coming over. And then while I'm out here, as always, I'll go back here. When it's time for my husband to do another cut of the grass. It is definitely, with all the rain we've been getting, we're set for 3 or 4 consecutive days of rain. So of course he's going to wait for that, but this grass is going to be completely out of control by then. But what can you say? We need the rain. And so walking over here, look at this area, just completely overgrown. But that's going to be my very last project. So over here, peach tree, still the same progress, but it is standing strong. The trunk of the tree is getting a little thicker, so I love to see that. And this apple tree trunk has doubled in size since the moment we got it. Everything has doubled in size on this particular tree. And the flowers are where the flowers were. Everything is, I don't know, it's just growing beautifully. And I love it. And I'm trying to see if I can see any. Yeah, so these little buds here on the peach tree. Can you see those? Let me show you one. I'm blocking it with the camera. Here we go. Those little buds there is a definite sign that things are moving in the right direction. Love it. All right. And then before we go into the main garden, I do want to show you that we were talking about extending the garden from there to the pole, and we have. We've moved the fencing over, and so we have extended all of this into additional grow space. So I'm going to come out here as soon as I get some time. I've been pulling grass, trying to get this area level. I'm gonna move those wood chips, and I'm going to put the weed barrier down and mulch it, and then extend the grow space. But I'm just gonna try to get this area under control first before we do all of that. And walking past the blackberries, they're doing really well. The raspberries are doing really well. So those are doing great. And the blueberries are doing great. So these, if I don't see any signs of growth on these, I'm just going to replace those 2 plants. And then these blueberries over here are also doing well. So we'll take another look at them as we go into the gate. I did have a few little issues with the weather out here, and I'm still going to continue to do the same things, but we're just going to see what happens next year. So the beautiful flowers that I had on my nasturtiums, the weather has caused some damage with them, just like we did the marigolds right there. So we're just going to, I have more nasturtiums inside. We're just going to replace the nasturtiums. And then over here, snapdragons are still doing okay. The calendula is doing okay. The violas are still doing okay. The chamomile is still doing okay. These snapdragons are finally starting to open, and they're so pretty. And then these calendulas are all opening at different rates. And then again, this nasturtium has some good leaves, some bad leaves. So I'm gonna wait and see before I replace it and see what happens. And then the peas have all started flourishing again with this weather. They really do like this weather. So I'm hoping that they stay this way. So I'm moving the peas because some of these pots did not have peas in them here, the sugar snaps. So those did, so I moved them up, and then I'm putting some pole beans out just to see putting some pencil beans out and just trying to see how they fare in the weather. Got some cucumbers out here. I'm gonna plant that one out. This one broke when we were trying to put it in. I let the grandbabies help me, and it broke, but it's okay. So I planted a new one, and we're gonna put some cucumbers out in this weather to see how they fare. If not, each cucumber that's out here, I have 2 additional plants, so I'm not worried about it. Plus, I succession plant with the cucumbers anyway, so I'll have plenty of cucumbers. And then again, the blueberries on this side, the cabbages over here are doing really well. Just take a walk through here. But yeah, they're all doing well. So these beans, these are the same beans that are inside of the green stalks over there. These took a hit, the ones over there didn't. Don't know why. But like I said, in some parts of my backyard, it's colder than others. So I'm assuming that this just got the brunt of the cold when we had the little cold streak. So they'll just, I'm going to compost them back into the soil, but they're in here with the blueberries, and I'm going to compost them back in. And then here, all of these cabbages over here, these over here, this broccoli here, and everything over here is still doing okay. I took this loose to fertilize, so let me move this little, I'll have to put it back. But again, everything over here is still doing okay. And then it feels so different having this space open. I still want to walk on this little line. But so I filled all these bags here for getting ready for my tomato valley over here. All of those plants will be gone by the end of May, and everything out here will be tomatoes. The ones on the ends will be some cucumbers, and then that last row over there will either be eggplant or peppers or something of that sort. So it'll just be 20 tomatoes here, maybe. I actually have another fill of all these bags, but I'm trying to put them in different spots, so we will see. Not sure yet, not sure. And then the strawberry spinach is doing well. The crisp mint lettuce is doing well. All of this lettuce is doing well. So I'm waiting for it to all kind of, once everything is ready, I'm going to go ahead and have people come by and grab it because they definitely have been asking. So it's almost ready. And then again, nothing that exists is going to be my corn. So all 5 of these bags will be moved. They won't be here. They'll be along that way. And these all have my corn in them. And then right here, I'm going to move these over so I can make my rows wider for my tomato valley. So these will all be moved. Tomato alley. Tomato alley. These will all be scooted over a little bit because I feel like it's a little too tight for my trellises. And then these are all potatoes stopping here. So potatoes here, and I did fill them all because they were starting to poke through, but they're all full. So once they grow through the soil, I'm gonna leave them be and let them continue to grow. And And then here in this area, under this shade cloth, the two Mr. Healy cabbages will come out first, but then everything else in here is starting to rear its heads. The broccoli here, it's hard for me to get in there to show you, but I don't know if you can, no, because it's from the angle. But all of the broccolis, this one I can show you. It's right here. That one is definitely poking through that beautiful purple. But yes, everything. This is one of my favorite cabbages. Look at that. Beautiful. So everything in here, this is almost my favorite spot in the garden. I think everything under here looks amazing. Amazing. And this one will finally be filled up today. We're gonna go ahead and fill this up. And then this will be ready to plant in. That one over there, the one on this side is still, I'm not gonna plant in that just yet. So I'm probably gonna continue to fill this up slowly but surely for next year. But this one will be planted out this year. And then in here, we definitely still have everything in here growing really nicely. No complaints, none at all. This is one of the newer beds I added this year, and I'm really liking the way it looks. Yep, growing really well. And then over in here, all of the broccolis and cauliflowers and cabbages are doing well. I did harvest that broccoli over there, but I'm just letting the side shoots come up. I'll show you when I get that way. But the mustard greens are grown again from the last harvest. The turnip greens have grown again since the last harvest. So I'm gonna definitely do another harvest. I'll see if I can get 3, but if not, I'll definitely get 2 because I do have crops that I'm gonna eventually put in these areas. So once I pull them, I do have other things that's gonna go in this place. And then this broccoli here is gonna be my next harvest. So stay tuned for that video there. It is ready to come out. It is nice and tight. It is ready. And then after that one will probably be this one. So that one will be after that. And then this one, let me see if I can, I don't know. I don't want to take the net off because it's a lot of work to put it off. But it's got a lot of side shoots coming through it right there, some there. So it's a lot of side shoots. And then this area here, so I did harvest that bok choy, put a new one in this place. And then these 2 plants, these 3 plants in the front will be harvested soon as well, and I have replacements for those. So those that are over there on that where I'm going to put my perennial herbs, we're going to replace those over here. So that's kind of why I do things like that, so that I can already have stuff ready to go once I pull stuff in here. Because I like the way things grow, the brassicas grow over here, because it gets that partial shade, partial sun. And so this is the one I pulled the broccoli here from, but it is starting to produce side shoots already. I took a bunch of side shoots, but it still got more coming. So I'm going to leave that in, and then once it's done, I'll harvest it for the greens and cook them just like I do regular greens. I eat the entire part of the broccoli, except for the roots. And then I'll end this with the greenhouse. And in here, I have a lot of plants from my seed room that are in here that I'm waiting to put out because the weather's still fluctuating a lot. I pulled some of these. I'm going to make some rhubarb pie, guys. So wait for that as well. So that's why you see the droopiness to kind of loose. I'm just waiting for them to kind of get a little loose, and then I'm going to harvest them. But no complaints with anything in here as well. The strawberries up there are starting to turn. So they're doing okay. But so I moved the shade cloth. I'm sorry, can't even see it. So I moved the shade cloth from over there up in this area and just put it all on this side because the sun is, this is my south and the sun is coming from that direction. And that's what makes everything in here hot. Plus I'm going to add my carpenter's going to add a reflective tarp on the outside to kind of keep it cool because I like it this temperature in here. So with that being said, everything that's in here is faring pretty well. I am going to get in here and do a little watering and fertilizing of some things, some alfalfa, the tomatoes, the basil, just some of everything in here. My zinnias are flowering over there. The flowers have popped up. So yeah, everything here out in this temperature, I love it. There's tons of marigolds. That's what I have marigolds everywhere. Marigolds everywhere. So, and more inside. So whatever did not fare well on the outside due to the weather, we're just going to replace, because I just overplant for this reason. So some of this stuff is falling down. He's actually outside waiting for me to finish up so he can come in here and get things together. But just wanted to give you guys a run through of what you see here. And so this is the replacement berries that I have. And there's another one somewhere in here that I'm just going to replace the ones out there with if they do not come back. So with that being said, I was trying to speed this up and make it super quick. Hopefully I did, so that I can get back to planting. So just wanted to give you this, guys, this little update on the garden. Like I said, some mishaps and some, of course, some great progress as well. So I'll update you guys in about a week or so and just kind of let you see where things are from there. I'm probably going to leave these in and see what happened. The marigolds I'm probably going to change out though. But other than that, happy growing, everyone.